Welcome to ComicCast, issue number 156, brought to you by Dwayne's World Comics and Games, 457 East Sullivan Street in Kingsport, Tennessee. They carry comic books, graphic novels, statues, toys, gaming, merchandise, including miniature games, board games, and RPGs. Check them out, Dwayne's World Comics and Games, Kingsport, Tennessee. My name is Boogie Bentley.
And I'm Adam Wade Adams.
I'm Jason.
And this is Gaumer.
Are you, though? Are you, Jason? Are you, Jason?
Are you?
We're at
New Master 69.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I love that, dude.
We're at ComicCast Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Wherever you get social with your media. If you were listening to this on YouTube, do us a favor. Smash that like button. Share out the link and get in this live chat. Also, if you want the VIP exclusive Patreon pre-show, go to patreon.com/ComicCastPod. That's enough plugs. Let's get into the show. Who we got hanging out early in the chat here?
For the working man,
Chad Johnson.
We got Mastodon.
We got Drew Manchu.
Hey, let's all do it at the same time.
Yeah, let's
fun.
all answer the question at the same time.
We got Yule.
Everybody make sure that you hit that like
shout
button.
out to Drew Manchu, man. Love my homie Drew Manchu and Mastodon. Those guys are from Comic Core. Drew Manchu gives probably one of the best reviews of all time. He's just a great reviewer.
He's been reviewing a lot this week too. I saw a lot of videos come up from him this week. Cool.
Yeah, dude's hilarious, dude. I love that guy.
Cool. I love comics.
I love Go.
Oh, I know how we can start the show. You want to hear something funny? I think I said this. I think I said this on air last week. I know you guys know, but it's my 18th wedding anniversary. So it's been like this ongoing joke that I'm going to share it with you guys. And right before I came downstairs to set everything up, I heard my wife telling my daughter, yeah, at 2 o'clock p.m., it'll be 18 years. And I walked around the corner and I was like, wait a minute. We actually got married at 2 o'clock. So at the exact time of my wedding anniversary, I'm here with you guys.
It's priorities, dude.
Don't say that out loud.
You were up there at the altars when you said, and we're live. Here at my wedding.
And Adam was my best man. That's how down on my luck I was.
Yeah, because I was the worst, most terrible best man ever in the world.
That's because we were 19 and had no clue what a best man was actually supposed to do.
That's okay. That's okay.
My parents had to call and book our hotel room for our honeymoon because we weren't old enough.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah,
it is kind of adorable.
True story.
I had to fly in from Florida.
Adam's like, God, I had to buy a plane.
He's like, man, 20 freaking years ago was the worst day of my life.
That's
I
hilarious.
was the worst best man. I had to fly on a plane.
What else is going on?
I'm just looking at my Gong Show trading cards.
Are you gonna open them live on this show?
Live.
I can. Y'all want to say, wait, so 1977, how many years ago that was? 42?
42 years ago.
How many years ago that was? What are you, Yoda?
Okay, he's trying to be. How
many years ago that was?
He's like,
many
Yoda.
years ago that was?
I live in Georgia. All right, that's my.
That's how we speak. It's Yoda E.
Speak Yoda.
Yeah. Come on.
It's not even Yoda. It's backwoods. It's like if Yoda grew up on a farm or
drinking
whatever.
moonshine.
So 42 years. Here's a 42-year-old stick of gum.
Eat it. You
Eat it, dude. Hey, wait. For a $2 super chat, Adam will eat the gum.
$2.
Dude, $2
super
You're gonna
chat.
kill the guy for $2.
Adam will eat the gum.
No.
42-year-old bubble gum.
Adam, come on, it's for the show, man.
No.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
I'm not. I'll give you one of these.
Oh,
Don't do it.
I don't know that this is the greatest idea for the podcast version.
How about $1 for each year old that this gum is?
$42 super chat.
You have already got it.
Oh, there it is.
God.
$2 super chat from Chad Johnson.
$1.99. Are we rating
like,
this
no,
gum?
that's not $2.
Come on, Adam.
This gum,
Put it
gum
down.
This gum got a higher rating than most. No, that's a.
Do it.
I would not, dude. Hey, I got your back. $2 or no.
You're not.
I know we're struggling.
It was
But I
already
don't wanna-
confirmed. It was already poor Chad Johnson.
What
I
does
will
it
lick
smell
it.
like?
I will
got
lick
to.
it for $2.
Does it even
not-
smell
Hey,
like?
there's nothing wrong with that.
You
I
gotta
got
make
two.
like
I
a-
got $2 right here. Let me get in this chat real quick.
So,
You got to
Does
give
it
it like
even
a
smell
big
like
lick.
gum?
You can't just like touch your tongue to it. You got to like.
I think you should have to
full-on-
put it in your mouth and chew it and then spit it out.
There you
dude,
go.
This is
God,
what we've come to.
that just made
I
me
know
sad.
it's. I don't
we-
know
are we
which
a
angle to
stupid-
start talking about. How we're begging for money to kill.
Yeah.
I don't look. He's
So-
gagging. He's
Look. We got two. It's like we got 4 members of ComicCast. We can stand to lose one.
yeah. Boogie will just find somebody from the chat.
It all
Yeah.
makes sense. Chad Johnson is trying to buy his spot at the table.
You'll Carter. You want to jump onto this group too? We're
Yeah,
about to
infinite
lose.
supply. Infinite supply of new members. All
Come
potential.
on, we're dragging this out too long.
I know.
Adam.
I'm starting to gag just thinking about it.
Yeah.
42-year-old.
Oh.
Yul Carter
Anything.
says.
42-year-old anything. You
Yul Carter says waiting.
Yep.
Oh.
Come on, bro. Let's go. Come on. What are you doing?
Do I get a shirt?
Yeah, Adam wants a fantastic comic shirt.
Yeah.
Chad
you can-
Johnson says it puts the gum in its mouth.
should.
or else it gets the. Or else it gets the. Oh, what's that? What's the worst comic that we could give somebody? It puts the gum in its mouth, or else it gets the Rainbow Bright again. No, that's too good.
Future Foundation #1 from this
Oh,
week.
geez.
Probably.
Yeah, that's why I didn't pick it up.
No.
We'll get
Yeah,
I
there.
didn't pick that up.
Yeah.
There's people that are tuning in for the first time ever live, and they're like,
They're like, what
the
kind of
hell
show is this?
All right, we're talking about 42-year-old. It's actually oddly, it is not as. I mean, it's split there, but it's not as brittle as I thought it would be.
Yul
Like
said
you-
he would send a shirt to you, Adam. You just got to chew that
It's
gum.
not brittle
my
because
God.
it's got things in there.
Look at the back of it. Oh,
That's a
Maybe you
growth in
shouldn't do
there.
that. Maybe you shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
it's
don't
got
eat that,
cultures
dude.
in it,
I'm
man.
sorry, Chad Johnson, for your $2. Maybe somebody we can refund it somehow. He
That's
doesn't. need
between
to eat
that's between him and YouTube now.
If,
I'll
if you
send you
catch
some
the Patreon
Concho
show,
cards.
if you catch a Patreon pre-show, you hear he had tacks in his mouth from wrestling and stuff, and almost swallowed one, but he won't do the gum.
Yep, the gum is too much. He said it's okay. Adam gets a mulligan. So, whew,
Thank you.
let's
Oh
take
my
that one.
gosh.
Thank you. It's
Hey,
gum.
Glad you didn't do it.
Speaking of
Gum
wrestling,
glue.
is anybody watching SummerSlam tonight?
My kid's watching it.
Wait, there's a SummerSlam tonight.
I'll
I thought it
walk
was
in.
Summerfest.
How bad is
in
that?
on him watching it.
It's SummerSlam, and like I don't think anybody even really cares
No.
because we're all waiting on AEW, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
I guess.
Is there any
This
comic
20
news?
This 24th, in
No.
2 weeks, Christopher Daniels will be in Augusta for the Mikey Galino Summer of Fun, or I forget. Oh, it's right here. Summer of Quack.
Quack. Like a
Summer of Quack will be here in Augusta on the 24th, and Christopher Daniels is booked for that, as well as Eli Drake, which I'm not familiar with Eli Drake. But
Yul Carter said he got rid of the WWE Network, and it feels so good. It's almost like that moment when I dropped Fantastic Four. It's just going to feel like relief. Like the weight of the world is lifted off of my shoulders. We got 9 in the chat, guys. Do us a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Share out the link to Twitter, Facebook. Let people know, man. Chad Johnson, we appreciate you on Twitter. Every week, Chad's putting us over, man.
Hell yeah.
And that just, the more that gets out there, the more people we can get in here talking about comics with us. So,
comic
appreciate that.
books.
Oh, Adam's got the 2-liter again. It wouldn't be ComicCast if Adam didn't have a 2-liter and I didn't have
Savage.
some chemical-filled energy drink.
And he'll drink that whole 2-liter on air during this show. And
Yup.
it's diet, so it's supposed to be like better or something. He's drinking the whole damn thing.
it's got aged vanilla.
I know you said that last time. It's got aged vanilla. Like that
it's-
somehow makes it better.
It's what plants crave.
Yeah.
Idiocracy reference. If you don't know, sure. I hope everyone knows that.
So nobody's got any comic book news or anything of importance?
I mean, we talked about Glow. What else?
We didn't talk about
We
Glow
did?
on air.
Oh yeah, it wasn't on air. A new
Pre-show.
season of Glow hit. I'm trying to think of what else. I guess Swamp Thing is officially
over.
Dunzo.
I officially canceled my
Yeah,
DCU today. I canceled it.
I wonder how many people did that. Canceled their DC.
I was paying for it and not using it, man.
There's comics on there.
Yeah, you could have sent me.
Good.
You could have sent me your password.
So you could illegally take it from me instead of pirating it. What's the difference?
Right.
Well, the second season of that Titans trailer looked pretty good.
Well, and maybe I'll add it back once that's completely done. That's their problem. They should put it all out because when you do it, a week at a time, it's easier just to wait and pay for it for a month.
I think that's the future of streaming, man. Everybody will have, one or two that they pay for every month, but everybody's got a streaming service coming up, and no one's going to be able to afford all of them. And I'll just have to go month to month, follow what I want to watch.
I subscribe to like everything pretty much, but the DC app. My buddy gave me his password, and I gave him my Hulu password.
Nice.
But
isn't that what so many people do, man? I mean, a lot of people do that.
Everything, but I'm like, that's the only one that I do it to. And even then, like, I feel bad because if I had subscribed to that, I'd probably just hand out my password to you. I'd be like, yeah, just use my password. But like, that's the one thing I don't have. So I'm sorry, you can't use the DC app one. But like, I enjoyed Swamp Thing so much. I'm sad to see it go. I really wish that show would get renewed because I loved it.
It still might find some hope somewhere.
Lewis 99 Comics says we need DC Universe to continue watching Titans. Thanks for joining us, Lewis. I know I've seen you on Twitter quite a bit. You may be from Free Comic Friday. I know I've seen you recently, but thanks for joining us live on the show. Be sure to smash the like button, share out the link. Anything else?
Titans trailer looks dope too.
I've not watched it yet. Everybody's talking about how great it looks.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. Oh, the new season. The new season of Preacher that just started. I think it's 3 episodes in. It's nuts. It's crazy. It's good.
I never seen that show.
I like it. There's points where I feel like it kind of drags as far as the story goes, but all the actors and actresses in it are top notch in my opinion. It's good. It's
one of those shows that I liked and I just stopped watching it, and then once you get behind, you just give up.
Mm.
That's what I do on everything, man.
That's easy to see.
That's like the CW verse.
Yeah. Let's all get awkwardly quiet at the same time.
No, I keep lagging. So I keep waiting for a delayed response. So I keep questioning if I'm lagging because I've been lagging throughout this thing. But I finally convinced my wife to watch The Boys with me, and we finally started season 1. But I mean, we finally saw the first episode together, and she digs it. So I'm excited for us to finally go through them all.
Cool.
Well, you know what they say about couples.
Hey, what's up, Count Von Strange?
Couples who spank the soups together stay together.
What just happened?
It's a reference from the show.
Oh, yeah. Good. Well, cool. Good. Thanks for doing
that.
Yeah. Did you watch? You didn't watch The Boys, did you, Boogie?
No, man, I want to. I talked to Cameron down at Dwayne's World this week, and he was talking about how great it was, and I was talking just today with my wife about just canceling cable completely. I never watch TV.
I don't have cable.
When I come home, it's all about prioritizing your hobbies. What do I want to do? Yep. Do I want to read comics, or do I want to watch a TV show, or do I want to play the Xbox? And normally it's read comics. That's what I do.
Me too, Boog. We should do a podcast about comics.
We should, man. But instead of just trying to get money to make Adam eat gum. That's something else you guys can do. There's a lot of you guys in the live chat, man. Any and all super chats are appreciated. They go right back into promoting the show. Not that we're whoring ourselves out or anything.
Oh.
We are.
We're whoring.
Yeah, I don't have cable either.
I found a movie on my Showbox that I think I'm going to try to watch. It's a superhero movie where it's a bunch of superheroes that are in a retirement home. It's called Supervised.
Gail Simone did a comic about that. Can't remember the name. I have it on my shelf. It's a great name. You guys are gonna make me look it up. Go ahead.
Look it up. Well, but it looks funny, and it looks along the lines of if you've ever watched Sky High or that superhero movie Zoom Academy.
Mm-hmm.
It looks along the lines of that, but not geared towards younger like younger audiences, but as far as like entertainment value, I guess would be along those lines. So not terrible, but nothing great, but that's what it looks like. So I think I'm gonna sit down and invest an hour or so or whatever the runtime is of checking it out and seeing. It's got who is it? Who was the dad and the wizard? Was that Ned Beatty?
Who was the dad in a movie from 50 years ago?
Yeah, is it Ned Beatty? I'm sure Yul Carter would know.
Yeah.
Maybe. I would use him as a
Yul's just old as shit, so he'll know.
Sure.
Hey man, he's not old. He's just experienced.
He's all the time dropping knowledge in the chat. So
it's true. It's true.
I just assume he probably knows, but he's in it, and it's
the book was called Welcome to Tranquility. By the way,
welcome to. Oh, I remember. And was that Warren Ellis, or what'd you say?
No, it was Gail Simone.
Gail Simone. What was I thinking?
I don't know. They look almost exactly alike.
Oh, okay.
Gail Simone and Warren Ellis.
Yeah.
They don't.
They don't. No.
They don't.
Wait, what did you just say?
What?
Maybe we should just move on.
You never saw The Wizard with Fred Savage? Yul Carter, I'm about to come through this super chat or whatever.
What?
What? Come after you.
What?
It's worth it. It's good. It's good to watch. It's nice to watch. Yeah, right. Whoa.
I mean,
Well, yeah, Bo Bridges.
That's right. Thank you, Mastodon Comics and Collecting. Bo Bridges, Ned Beatty. Where did Bo Bridges? What the hell,
They
man?
look almost exactly alike.
They look almost like Warren Ellis.
Gail Simone and Warren Ellis. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Count Von Strange in the chat. He's part of the Comic Book Fiend Club, and they're like a bunch. They're kind of like a biker chapter. You got the vests and like they have patches and stuff, and they're like a pretty good nationwide group of guys.
Cool.
And their channel is really cool too. Count Von Strange has been repping and doing stuff on their own channel on the Comic Book Fiend Club. I got to hang out with a bunch of them. I got to hang out with Count Von Strange at some comic conventions. I did a little digging, but yeah, he was a great guy. And so, what's up, Count Von Strange? Thanks for being here, man.
When are you going? Is it Baltimore Comic Con you're doing and giving away? When
is
in
October.
Okay.
Yeah, in October. Yeah, we did the giveaway already. So we had the contest was to have 4 people to bring them to Baltimore, but we ended up doing 5, I think.
Oh wow!
So yeah, pretty cool. It's gonna be a good time. So yeah,
can't hide money. Who's making all the money over at the Comic Corps?
Right.
Pretty much all the shirts we put on kind of goes just right back into the community and help pay for it. And then plus all of us are pitching in too. So.
Oh wow, that's what I'm going to make you guys do. Just start giving me money so I can give stuff away.
When they someone says it's going back into the community, all I can think of is that you like these streaming, all these podcasters are like have a community garden.
Can we get
tomatoes and stuff?
If you would get us leather jackets with patches, Boogie, then yeah, I would start giving you some money. Kidding me?
Well, when we have low-level sponsors like Outright Geekery, a lot of money.
Look,
this podcast costs us all money. Let's be honest.
I know,
we lose money by doing this.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sponsored by Hills.
Hell yeah, dude. That shirt's tight, man.
How many people in the chat even know what Hills is?
Hills department store.
HG Hills.
It's Sprite.
It's clearly where the toys are.
That's right. Dude, I remember going into Hills. I can clearly remember going into Hills and seeing just boxes and boxes of Mask Boulder Hill in the box, just boxes of them. And now you can. Yeah.
Sorry, the chat's going nuts. They want patches.
See,
I thought about doing T-shirts, but
patches
if 4 people order a T-shirt, it's kind of pointless. So you can help that. You can share out the link and grow the live chat.
Patches, you could probably get patches pretty cheap, man.
I don't know.
Patches.
We don't need no stinking patches.
We ready to talk some comic books?
Sure.
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
Let's talk Dead End Kids because Jason put this on my radar, and the writer just tweeted it out saying he can't believe he's in the company of Jeff Lemire and Donnie Cates for books that we're
Frank
reviewing.
Deserves
this week.
it. Come on, Frank. He deserves it. You should invite him. He jump in the chat at least while we're doing this, maybe.
What would be awesome
That's
if
right,
I just
Frank,
sent him the link and he jumped on here and talked with us about it.
He
you're
probably
well on
would
your
if he's
way.
not.
I don't think we could do that on 30 seconds notice, though. Do you?
Well, who knows?
Put it out
Frank's,
there, then whenever he comes in, he comes
he's
in.
a huge promoter. He works his ass off as far as
Hey,
promotion.
Frank, you're well on your way to those $8 books.
If Frank's eavesdropping in the live chat, how about you just tell us if you're in here? Surely, if you saw people talking about your book and you were retweeting it and promoting it, you would kind of want to click on the link yourself and see what's going down.
Did Frank used to write for Outright Geekery?
He did, yeah, before he got successful. Yes.
Is that him right
awesome.
there?
That's
That's
very
not
cool.
him. Is that him?
Frank Martin? Is that Frank Gogol?
What's he? Is it a secret name? Is it a code name?
Maybe. Ooh, mysterious. I like it.
I would not want to, get my name out there either if I was that famous.
Frank died 8 years ago.
Dude, this is the book everybody's
A
talking about
blessing.
this week,
Yeah,
man.
it is the hot book
Everybody's
right now,
over
dude.
this. Bleeding Cool did their weekly creators commentary on this. So, I mean, everybody's talking about this. I'm so happy for Frank. I'm so excited for his career. And I'm so happy that he started Outright Geekery. It's like our biggest claim to fame so far.
Yeah. Yeah, like right now, good luck getting a physical copy of this book. It's just so expensive. It's amazing.
What is this another one people are just buying up and then speculating?
It is the hot book
I know
right
you
now.
hate speculators, but yeah, that's exactly.
What I don't hate them. I just don't like that they're breathing.
Hey, Frank, this is the most awkward setup ever. Frank, if that is really you in the chat, I'm going to send you the link right now. Do you want to come in here? We'll just do this, man.
Yeah. It is the hot book of the week, man. It's awesome.
It really is, man. People are digging on it. And again, I'm so happy for Frank. And it was great, dude. It was a great book.
It's funny because I felt like it was like Stand By Me, but for, I guess, like our generation, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what I compared it to? It didn't have all the sci-fi crazy stuff of Paper Girls, but it reminded me of Paper Girls.
It reminded me of It. And it may have been that I just watched It like the day before yesterday, but I was like, oh man, it's got a great horror feel with the kid. It was just, it used a lot of tropes, but it used them all the right way. And then it skipped the ones that it should have skipped. You know?
Hey, Frank's in the live chat. You got to follow us on Twitter and I can DM you the link.
I love that the bully had the backwards red hat like Fred Durst, like that's the band he was obsessed with, Everyone was obsessed with, but he was that guy, that wore a hat every day, the red backwards hat, and he's like thought he was the shit.
Fred Durst. Wait, I'm trying to multitask. You're talking about Fred Durst.
Oh yeah, the bully in the book, he had the backwards red hat.
Yeah. Did the old man not look like Clint Eastwood?
Oh, dude, yeah, I didn't even notice that.
He looked like Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino.
Yeah. But it was that get off my lawn moment, though.
Oh, you're right. Oh, dude, yeah, totally.
It's so
Gaumer said it reminded him of It. I'll bounce off of that in another Bill Skarsgård TV project or show or whatever. Castle Rock. It reminded me of Castle Rock. That had kind of a supernatural gimmick to it. It also reminded me a little bit of the live action Riverdale show, the first season.
I haven't seen that.
When they're out in the snow and stuff.
This book was even better on the second read, just because like that introduction, it says like Ben would be dead and his death wouldn't be the last. So you're like, oh shit, like everyone's gonna die eventually, or most of them, I don't know. But it was really cool just like thinking about who's gonna die next. And then at the end, you saw that bully come in because you're like, oh, that guy probably killed our friend, whatever. Guarantee the bully, probably didn't do it, and he's probably gonna be part of the group from here on. They can be friends or at least, allies and figuring it out. But yeah, it's a great book, man. This is awesome.
William Pace in the live chat. Wait, what book are we talking about here? Yeah, it's Dead End Kids #1. What's the publisher?
It is
Source Point.
Source Point.
Yeah, Frank's earlier book, Grief, which also got a lot of high praise and was also there. It's really good too. Man, Frank's great.
What do you think a good crossover would be? Dead End Kids meets Black Eyed Kids.
Right.
What do we know? Is this a miniseries?
On that one.
Is this a miniseries ongoing?
I think it's 6 issue, maybe 5 issue.
Cool.
But yeah, it's a miniseries.
This is one of those I want to read and then I want it collected in some type of trade, man.
Yes.
It's going to be cool. I could see it being a TV show. Just that stuff. It's like Jason said, man. 99 is when it's set. I mean, that's my senior year of high school. Blink 182 playing and Run DMC posters in their little hangout. Just everything about it just takes me back to high school.
Yeah, and there was a lot of great work done here to define who the kids were through the art, like what they had hanging up in their room. You know exactly who that kid is by what they got hanging up in their room. And it was a very well done plot device. I loved it so much. I was like, yeah, I know exactly. This is the kid I'm going to identify with because he's got the same shit on his wall that I had on my wall.
Right.
You know, it's very well done, dude. Loved it.
Cool.
Cut to Gaumer reading the book. He's got the same shit I do.
He's got big dolls in the background like you do. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or, no, little Gaumer. Little Gaumer's toys, not big Gaumer's toys.
That's right.
All right, cool, man. We got all excited for nothing. Then Frank just shot us down. He doesn't practice speech.
Man, that's okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Understandable.
We've never tried to set up an interview in 30 seconds.
Right.
I like that he was lurking in the live chat, though. He's waiting to hear what we said, then he got put on blast.
But, man, I can't wait to see what he does next, man.
He was like, abort.
Drew Manchu didn't pick up Dead End Kids, and he regrets it. Go pick it up, man, and do one of the reviews over at Comic Core. I think you'll dig it.
Hell yeah. Oh, it's fun. Yeah, it's really good. I try to find it on Comixology. It's not on Comixology. So, thank you, Gaumer, for the promo copy, and thank you, Frank, too, for sending it over.
Yeah.
It's just hard to track down now, you know?
It is. That's a good thing, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's hot, man. Everyone wants it. Everyone wants it. Looking forward to the second print. Be cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Frank's keeping company with Tom Taylor. Let's talk about DCeased number 4.
DCeased. I wish I had a good joke to go with that, but I don't.
Well, yeah, it's not like you didn't have a week to plan. You could have.
I'm curious what you're going to say about this because Adam never says anything. He just sits back and waits on us to assign what's being done, and he just puts it out. DCeased number 4 is mine. Okay, man, cool. It's like Thursday, bro. Calm down.
Nothing was being said, so I was like, well, maybe I'll kickstart this the assignments into by me just saying I'll go ahead and take this book and then it's
it just so happened to be one of the best books of the week.
Oh yeah,
great.
Dude, I made the mistake of reading Batman before DCeased, and I'm actually kind of glad I read it that way and not the other way around because I probably would have been more mad.
DCeased, written by Tom Taylor, art by Trevor Hairsane, excuse me, Stefano Gaudiano, Rain Burrito, Rain. That's a cool name. Letters by, is this no, it's not a new name. Seda Temafonte. Have we said them before?
I don't know if you said it like that.
Appreciate it, Gaumer. Thanks. So in this book, you got Ray Palmer and Captain Atom. They're trying to figure out how to stop this. I guess it would be a pandemic at this point. But the Atom gets infected, who in turn infects Captain Atom, who basically makes him a neutron bomb. And then we see that everyone is getting reunited on the rooftop. Sans John Kent. I think I said that right. But we got Martha Kent, Superman, Lois Lane, John Kent, Damian, Ollie, and the new Green Lantern, Dinah Lance.
Green Canary. I love that they're calling her that.
Caw-caw. That's not a canary.
Yeah.
But, they're able to finally get their message out to any of the remaining heroes. And then we get a Giganta shows up, all Stay Puft Marshmallow Man style.
Right.
And it was just classic with Superman. We might can save her. And then Cyborg makes a tunnel out of her head.
That's awesome, dude.
The only thing I thought would have been best about that is if that happened. But when he did it, all the splatter hit all the heroes that were just standing there.
Yeah.
It would have been funny, inappropriate for the tone of the story, but I
don't know. I think it might have worked.
It
reminded me of the Civil War moment where Ragnarok takes out Goliath.
Yeah. but a nice big. So I guess this is, we've learned now that Cyborg is not officially infected. I guess
he's fixed himself.
He must have ran Norton anti-spyware on the system. Or he was using a VPN while while he was in captivity or whatever. Captain Atom is about to detonate, and Superman and Wonder Woman try to prevent it so it's not wiping out all of Washington. Oh yeah, and Harley and Ivy are in this too, and they hold hands.
Dude, you missed the greatest part for me was Alfred shows up.
Oh, it's the emotions. I skipped over the emotional stuff.
I don't even think it was an emotional moment, I guess, but
they're
sort of preluding that Damian's going to be Batman later on in this series. Can't wait for that.
I love that, man.
I like those little like keys inside the briefcase. There's like a Green Lantern one and Wonder Woman one. And it's like, are those like last protocol like USB drives? You know what I mean? Like, what are those?
I can't wait.
I'm making a lot of claims.
Anything digital, can they really use it?
As long as it's a closed network, I think so.
Dude, it'd be nuts if like things go even more wrong, where everyone, including like Wonder Woman, Superman, everyone gets infected, and it's up to Damian to use that briefcase and those things that Batman gave him to stop everyone.
I love Superman using his X-ray vision all the time, so he doesn't see a screen. I like that little angle.
Dude, I love how everybody's worried. What if Superman got infected? How crap are you going to stop him? Yeah. And then you got the Flash hiding because he's like, what if we get infected? Yeah. Who's going to stop us if we're infected? I love it, man. This is dark. It's dark. There's no hope. Everybody's dying. It's depressing, and that's why Boogie loves it. I'm calling it now, dude. This is the best miniseries of 2019. It's freaking amazing.
Very well could be the book of the week.
Could be.
I have it in my notes. This is the best new thing out of DC this year by far.
Yeah, because it's different, but it's because you can do whatever you want with it. That's what we say all the time.
He's like he's got a little DC sandbox that he can do whatever he wants, and he's doing just amazingly cool things.
He just now retweeted the link for this, so maybe he's in the live chat too. Tom Taylor, if you're there.
Oh man, yeah, we can get you right in for a 30-second interview.
We can send you the link. We'll just cancel everything else.
I've seen people like post their top 10 list of books the new books that came out, and if DCeased isn't on there, it blows my mind.
Yeah,
I think it's good, and I feel like it's so good. If you look at, if anyone out there actually looks at previews as to what's coming out in the future, it's obvious that Marvel is copying this. You can
copy of a copy of a copy. Though.
Yeah, dude, it's
cyclical. Hot now. You know, they got DC made it popular again, so they want to.
But Marvel ran their Marvel Zombies into the ground.
This is supposed to be like a different Marvel Zombie story, totally set apart, like a reboot.
Let's talk about that. You said Marvel ran theirs into the ground.
Yeah,
and that's what I've got in my notes here. Is I think I was a little upset at first that it's a miniseries, but the more I think about it, that's what it needs to be. You don't need to keep. It doesn't need to be ongoing. I know they're doing that one shot, and maybe they're going to try to keep things going after that. I don't think it needs it. I think it would be one of those stories that we talk about for years if they do 6 issues and shut it down.
I wish DCeased kept going forever, though. I mean, Tom Taylor's so good at building a world. Like Injustice, he kept that going forever, and I would buy every issue if this continued forever.
The thing they did with
sorry, going on one more thing. Like to go back to the Marvel Zombies thing. Recently, they had that one-off that came out, and no one bought that. No one cared. Right. It was until you have a good story that made people care. So now they're kind of coming back with that.
Yeah, and they're doing 2 of them. They're doing, not only are they doing the Marvel Zombies, what's the name of it?
It's a one shot.
What I forget the name, one shot. But they're also doing the other thing. The other what's the event called? Infection or something?
That's different. It's Contagion, but that's totally different. Yeah.
But it's still kind of the
I agree with you.
Infected heroes and villains and stuff, and it's like they're obviously even. It's like I feel like Marvel ran their Marvel Zombies into the ground. Then we got this Tom Taylor thing, DCeased, which is not just zombies. It's not zombies like Marvel's was. It's actual kind of a different gimmick going on.
Yeah.
With the technology and everything. And now we're seeing this stuff with Marvel coming back out with Contagion and stuff. It's like, it's obvious. They're going to try to take off on what DC is doing with this.
Well, that goes both ways, though. You know, they're always stealing from each other. If you go back to the
I'll call it out each time.
No, and you should. You should. Yeah. But if you go back to the first Marvel Zombies, it was great. It had a cool ending that ended with, you know, a galactic spin on it. And then they went back to that well. And that's the problem. They keep going back to the well until it's dry. And then it makes that first batch of water. You forget all about it, even though it was so good and refreshing and delicious.
Yeah, the first Marvel Zombies
it was great.
Story arc was awesome.
It was so good, dude. Such cool moments. And that's what they're doing here with this DCeased. They're putting these cool little moments seeded into this bigger story. But I think you're right. And that DCeased certainly has the possibility to go down that same road. But it's Tom Taylor. Injustice should have ended after one arc, dude. And he ended up getting like 3 volumes out of that. So I don't know.
I see both sides because I see what Jason's saying. If he kept it going, I'm going to want to read it and I'll be in until it's over. But I'm talking about when things are all said and done and you look back and you talk about something being special. I think 6 issues and shut it down. It would be special. And do I want more? Do I want more? But that's the thing. You're leaving me wanting more. If you go too long, there's that fine line where now I'm done. This is too much.
I'm pretty sure Marvel Zombies had different writers. If they just keep Tom Taylor doing it, that's a little bit different.
I think 3 volumes would be acceptable. But like, what was Marvel Zombies? It was like, was it 5 or 6 volumes plus multiple one shots and
who's going to write Marvel Zombies now? Isn't it just one writer now?
And the continuity of Marvel Zombies was all over the dang place.
It was, dude. It was bad.
The initial concept and execution of it with it stemming out of the Ultimate Fantastic Four.
Yes.
What was excellent. I like that. But then the continuity and everything just went crazy, and they had the one arc that was involved Machine Man, and I was like, and I would see that, and I think I would give me more Next Wave. I would rather more Next Wave than more Marvel Zombies if you want to use Machine Man.
And that was all like Kirkman, right? Robert Kirkman.
Well,
the early stuff, the Marvel Zombies, the early stuff.
He was in on at least one of the arcs.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. They jumped to different writers, which sort of, you know, diluted things a little bit. It wasn't just one dude's vision, which I think works better on something like this.
It was his WandaVision.
All right, we ready to move on?
Are we?
Are we though?
I would much rather just keep talking about DCeased in this next book. I didn't tag the creator on this next book because this is not going to be pleasant. Actually, I did tag him, but whatever. I'm sorry if you're in the chat. Future Foundation #1, written by Jeremy Whitley. Pencils and inks by Will Robson. Assistance on inks by Danielle Orlandini. Colors by Greg Mincy. Letters by VC's Joe Magna.
Joey C.
So the little blip at the beginning. Molecule mass particles are scattered all across the multiverse, and it's up to the Future Foundation to locate those fragments and put them back together. In this particular issue, the team breaks into a maximum security prison using Julie Power as bait. That right there, I read that and I'm like, okay, I'm in. That sounds fun. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. But it can't be that easy. I'll give Jeremy Whitley a little bit of credit. I think he's got some good ideas in this story. I really do. I think there's some good stuff there, but I think the execution is just, it fails. There's too much. It's a prison break. Put yourself in this situation, right? You're trying to break somebody out of prison. You're in the moment. There's guards. You're stressed, high tense situation. What are you going to be talking about? Are you going to be focused on what are you going to be walking going, like totally my girlfriend was going to break up with me. So like I broke up with her and I totally graduated from Avengers Academy and like, OMG. I mean, oh my God. Like who does that? Wow. I ripped on him. I ripped on him in that little preview for this crap. Make it make sense. Give me a story. I don't care if she's gay or bi or straight. Imagine Superman trying to take down somebody and he's flying through the air and he's like, I'm a straight white guy. Okay, let's get back to it. Who talks like that?
Yeah.
these people are characters. They are not just a thing. They're not just this, man.
Yeah,
They're
like
more
a
than that.
stereotype or something.
Quit that crap. I'm so sick of it in comic books, man. I'm fine with inclusion. That needs to be there. That's great. But these people don't need to identify as something. They're people. They're more than that. And that drives me nuts. I'm sick of it.
You should write a book and it'd be like Aliens. It's like, on my planet, there is no straight or gay or any of, we don't need that because everyone's grown in a test tube.
Okay.
Moving on. When Adam said he didn't pick this up, I started to read it last night. It took me like 3 times to make it through this book because it was so wordy. It was so wordy. And
so many words.
It's that cutesy wootsy humor crap, man. I just stop.
I don't think this book was written for my age group.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably for preteens.
I think it's just a young reader's book, and it feels like that.
So if it's written for preteens, why are you pushing sexual preference in the first freaking paragraph, man?
I don't know where they're trying to find their own or whatever, too. You know, it's like that pubescent age. You know, so like I understand where they're coming from, but yeah, you're right. I mean, characters should honestly be written more naturally. You know, you can just mention, oh yeah, my girlfriend. You don't have to be like, oh yeah, I'm gay and stuff, and my girlfriend. You know, it's like it's very, very, cut. I don't know. It's very stereotypical. But yeah, it should be way more natural. Have a natural flow. You know, a conversational thing as anything else. But
that didn't really bother me. But I just
if you would write it well,
sure,
it's something that it would make you sympathize with the character. Instead, I'm puking as soon as it comes up because it's so piss poorly done.
Yeah. I just felt like this wasn't written for me. I thought it was okay. This wasn't written for me.
If somebody enjoyed it, I'm glad. I hope you love it.
Sure.
And I hope, I've heard interviews with Jeremy Whitley. He seems like such a nice dude, man. Such a nice dude. It's just not my thing. Not my thing.
Me too.
Oh man, I'm catching up on this live chat. What the heck is going on?
This murder boogie.
Yeah, is that what's going on? What's Serenity saying?
Does that mean you're going to pick up issue 2?
She says she wants, Serenity says that I need to be in a home. I guess because I'm old.
Yeah. Oh man.
William Pace is asking why I'm not muted. It's because does StreamYard have a mute?
It does.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Mute you.
I guess it's because Boogie is slowly doing what my wife has learned to do and tune me out.
He can put you in timeout. Actually, I think StreamYard has a function you can like time out like people in our panel.
Does StreamYard have a penalty box?
Here's something I want to talk about. This is so good. This is so good, and I'm glad Serenity said this. Serenity says in the chat,
I know Serenity. I misspoke. That's my fault.
I knew I was gay at 5. I don't think it's pushing an agenda or anything. Or is it bad for kids to know about this? We are gay, just like heroes. We had crushes as kids too. That's cool. How long have you been in our live chat, Serenity? Long time. You didn't come in the chat the first time and say, hey guys, great podcast. I'm gay. No, you were you. And we've enjoyed you being here every week. We have great interactions, great conversations, and we can do that. We can be different and it doesn't matter. Because you are more than that. You are not just defined as that. That's just my opinion. I'm a straight white dude. I don't know. I like having your perspective on it.
Yeah, I just feel like it's bad writing, on the writer's part, and almost bad taste too. I feel like that's kind of like pigeonholing. I don't know.
Old, young, straight, gay, male, female. I don't care. Just go the hell on in traffic. I don't want to get stuck behind you. I don't care. Just go the hell on. I don't care who you are. Just go or get over in the other lane. Make me shake my fist.
I feel like we're having a pretty important conversation, and then there's this train wreck on the other side, and it's all based on what side of the box you're on here in this window.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, I was having a good conversation, but I feel like it just died.
Yeah, well, on a positive, I would say I agree with Boogie. I don't like it when they do that either. But I guess on a silver lining note, it did garner some good conversation here.
Mastodon Comics says these little boxes are stupid and pointless. We are more than sexuality. That's my point. That's my whole point to it.
Yeah, man. Unless it's like maybe like what's that Chip Zdarsky book? Like unless your book is like specifically about sexuality,
exactly,
it serves a purpose for the story. then like maybe I guess you could mention that, but it just still needs a more natural flow, you know.
Yes. Chad Johnson says as long as you're not a Sooners fan, is that football?
That's sports. That's
Talking
a college
balls.
sports thing.
Is that a football thing?
College sports.
When are you gonna do talking balls, Vogue?
Wednesday. Anybody want to join us to talk about some football? We'll be here Wednesday night at 7 p.m.
You totally want me on to talk football,
right?
Wednesday at 7, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
People are going to get sick of it because we're talking about doing a Wednesday night pre-show. We're talking about doing a post-game show, and we're talking about ripping off Jason's idea, and we're going to call it tailgating with talking balls. We're going to try to go live an hour before kickoff, and we're going to try to let listeners come on with us and just talk about
that's
balls.
awesome.
That sounds fun. That sounds fun.
So, because of the way this is set up with StreamYard, like we talked about earlier, we can just drop people down on the bottom and bring them up, kick them out, and move on. So, it should be fun.
Sounds like good fun for whoever does the feed.
Absolutely.
X minute.
House of X #2, The Uncanny Lives of Moira X. Jonathan Hickman, Pepe Larraz, Marte Gracia on the art. DC's Clayton Cow.
Gracias Clayton.
Tom Muller on the
best.
design.
He got snubbed on that award, man. Clayton should have won that award.
Yeah.
There were some typos in this issue.
It's a popularity.
If I have to bring it up, since you brought it up, there were several typos in this issue. Moira is M-O-I, not M-I-O. Clayton.
Moy.
Sorry, Clayton.
Tom Muller on
That's why I didn't
design.
get the award. That's why I didn't get it.
That's why I didn't get it, because he got typos. Pretty good issue. The big reveal here is that Moira McTaggart is now Moira X, or 10, maybe? Not Moira X, Moira 10. A mutant who has like groundhog life. When she dies, she winds up back in the womb, back in time with all of her memories of her former life/lives. So this gives details of all of those former lives, except life #6, which we're not sure what happened.
Yeah.
And something's weird about life #9 as well, because she never really died there. At least it didn't show it. So basically, all this really did was give us, the reader, a background as to why Professor Xavier has made the choices he's made in terms of Krakoa and everything that we saw in the previous issue. So, yeah, those past lives really don't mean anything in the context of anything that's actually happened. It's really just more Professor Xavier has more information about why he's done what he's done. A lot of people are super excited about this, and rightfully so. It was a very well-written story. It was a lot of cool details about Moira X, but a lot of people are going way into left field, trying to guess. Oh, yeah, man.
That cover is so dope, dude. That's on my cover of the week, or one of them. One of the top.
It's beautiful.
Awesome.
I hope you're tracking your 2019 ComicCast awards, even though you joined us late.
Our
award show is going to be nuts.
So much work, dude.
Don't worry, Jason. I don't keep up with it.
Yeah, Adam doesn't do any work. He's just like, whatever you guys want, doesn't matter.
But overall, a great book, well written, a lot of cool background, very cool spin on a longtime X-Man character who's never really been a mutant, but I guess now is. But I think the devil is in the details here about how Destiny told her she'd get 10, maybe 11 lives, and I don't know how it's life #6. It's still a mystery. I don't know.
I know Jason's gonna ramble on this. I got to get something in here before he.
I loved this. It was wonderful. It was very well written. I was very turned off by all of the speculation and the guessing and the misunderstanding of what was actually going on in this issue. So that turned me off a little bit. But moving forward, I'm anxious to see how this impacts. Obviously, this is going to be important to everything that's come, before it and after it, I guess, because we've seen both. We've seen what happens before and what happens after. A lot of cool nods here to X-Men history. That was neat. Far Away is a cool thing. What else? You want me to go on, Boogie?
No. What I want to know is, because I love this issue. I love this issue. I thought it was so great. I thought you could read this issue and say this has nothing to do with X-Men, and this would make a great movie. Man, I love this idea. My question was, how much of this tied into X-Men continuity going back 50 plus years? Did any of it? Did this change anything?
No. Everything that these 10 lives or 10 now. The 10th life that she's in is all of the continuity that we know up to now. Nothing's changed in X-Men history up to this point.
I still loved it as a single
that House of
comic.
M life that she had is not House of M. That was the event written by Bendis. It was just a different thing she did in one of her different lifetimes. Now, that being said, Marvel could certainly go back and examine, explore some of these other lives that Moira's had. Man, how about the takeaway that after life number 1, she couldn't fall in love with her old man again?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, man. As a single issue,
deep to me, man. That was I almost had to put the book down there and examine. Wow, would that really happen after spending a lifetime with someone? Right. Would you really want to spend a lifetime with them again? Mm-hmm. And now I'm with the person that I would want to do that with. But yeah, looking back, if I was Moira, I don't know, dude. I don't know. She did have a higher calling, of course. But
real quick before Jason takes over, we got 16 people in the live chat. Do us a favor. It takes 2 seconds to smash that like button. And then if you're feeling like it, go ahead and share out the link to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you get social with your media. We got a pretty good crowd in here for us, the best podcast you've never heard of. But just share it out, help us grow, and smash that like button. Jason, what you think?
Dude, how much of a shaft did she get on that second life? The airplane crash?
There were a lot of moments like that in the book that it was like, dang, dude, man.
She tries so hard and finally is doing the right and arrow, what she thinks is right, and then bam, abrupt end. You're just like, oh my god, you feel for her so bad.
But does it really matter? Because she just went right back to where she was 17 years ago. Who cares? She gets to try it all again, and she did.
But that's what builds up to the point where it's like, well, wait, you may or may not only get X number of lives.
Right.
See what I did there?
Yeah,
X number of lives.
Yeah.
Which brings up a point too. Maybe that life number 6 is one where she actually tested out the theory to figure out if she would die if she killed herself before her powers develops. You know what I mean? Because what if she did, and maybe she was tired of it or whatever, and she has an infinite amount of lives, but we're only seeing 10 right now. It's kind of up as set up as a mystery right now. But
I don't think I see Moira murdering herself, a la Groundhog Day, like you did all those times. But it's possible that there was an accident, like you alluded to, on life number 2, where she did pass away before she hit 13, the age of puberty, where her mutant powers manifested. Or maybe Destiny saw her on that way in life number 6 and came and found her before she turned 13, like she promised she would. And then it didn't work out. I think the bigger part of all of this, though, is what does this mean moving forward? Hickman also came out and said that they had 2 of the dates mixed up on life number 10. One of them is in her 49th year or something like that. Genosha, is destroyed. And that's already happened. We know that happens in House of X number 1. They mentioned that. And then another one is she fakes her own death using a Shi'ar golem. And that actually happens before the genocide at Genosha. So, is she responsible for the genocide at Genosha?
Right.
Is she using that as a catalyst to unite mutant kind moving forward? But then why? Because the whole deal with her is the human mutant dilemma and the machines. The machines always come up because in one of her lives, she went and murdered all of the people responsible, the Trasks, for creating the Sentinels. But she said that doesn't matter. AI comes around anyway and takes the human side. So what is really happening there? And then with the whole Sinister thing, where does all of that we saw in Powers of 10, what does that mean in the context of what I just read in House of X number 2? It's almost as though Hickman is just giving us the puzzle pieces. And that's fine. It's early. And then he's going to put them together later. But man, there was so much speculation on what all of this means. And I'm like, dude, just shut up. We don't know enough to know anything. We've only know what we've been spoon fed so far. My buddy, it's great. It tastes good. But let's not worry about dessert while we're eating our steak.
my buddy Drew Manchur brought up a point. He said, you would be amiss to think that that she might not be might not be a good guy throughout this. She might be a bad guy. Maybe she took
was
all
a bad
knowledge.
guy.
Well, I mean, in the end, she might be the total mastermind behind everything. I think maybe the 6th life, she could team up with the robots, or and maybe becomes the librarian at the end. You know what I mean?
I want more of Lady Apocalypse.
Yeah, yeah, that was
any
cool.
of that.
I
was actually kind of upset that they went back to that well yet again. The Age of Apocalypse well again. This whole thing is supposed to be moving away from those X-Men tropes, and he went right back there.
That's a guilty pleasure of mine. Kind of
exactly, it's a guilty pleasure for every X-Men fan. I get why he's doing it. I just, to me, it was like, why go back there again? I guess to give her this insight into what could happen and why it shouldn't.
It almost makes you wonder how many different Age of Apocalypses there were in the
or still are. This one kept going. Even this timeline for Age of Apocalypse kept going, unlike any of the other ones except 10, which is the one we're supposed to be in.
As long as the hippie apocalypse is dead or gone.
Oh
right.
my god, he was the worst. Yeah,
I didn't mind
love
hippie
an apocalypse.
I didn't mind that.
You got to wonder, man. Like,
I need to go back and read that.
Lifeline of number 9 keeps going, and then so is 10. You know, so it's so many mysteries.
And then 6 is gonna be the big one, man.
Yep.
Whatever happened on life number 6, the one that we have no idea what happened, the one that she purposely skipped over. And what is that signifying? Is that signifying that the reader has no idea what happened, or is that signifying that Xavier has no idea what happened in life number 6?
There's a huge kind of like internet theory going on with the number 6 and Hickman in this X-Men universe thing. I forgot what it was, but I remember like I remember the 6 life had something to do with it, and then there's 6 is something else and 6 is something else. People were like, ooh. And it was a fun little theory, but I got to look it up on the internet and find it.
And
it all leads to Donny Cates.
Right.
Yeah.
They're talking in the chat about House of M, and House of M was mentioned. I think it was life number 7 or 8, where she hooks up with Magneto and goes that direction. Yep. Sort of pulls the strings with Magneto and moves forward. There's also another thing here with life number 11. Hickman brings up the fact that the observer theory, just observing the experiment, changes the experiment. So she's observing the experiment. Maybe she's the quote unquote X factor, where if she's not there, everything will be better. Because in every one of her lives, she meets Xavier. At least the ones that are important, where she actually, like her first life, she still meets Xavier, even though she doesn't change anything. So maybe it's that moment where Xavier goes down a path where everything leads to shit. Or it's her actions in these lives where everything leads to shit. So maybe that's what happens in life number 11.
Makes you wonder if,
House of Moira, right?
I wonder if like the world like ended up being okay with her doing her own thing in life number 1. We just didn't know about it because we only heard about her family,
Right. It's difficult to say though, man. It's so good, but I mean, I get it. It's an amazing comic. Hickman is pulling all kinds of strings from the past and changing a fan favorite character for the better. But in this issue, again, it's just another piece of the puzzle that we have no idea. We haven't even seen the box. We don't know what the puzzle is going to look like. And I don't know.
What's in the box?
What's in the box, Hickman?
Cool, let's move on.
I mean, they really could have called this instead of House of X or Power of
Insert
X.
Adam White Adams show.
They could. I mean, they could have called it House of Future Past or House of Future Past.
Could they though? Let's get into some random reviews presented by Collar and Elbow Brand. Check them out, collarandelbowbrand.com. Use the promo code ComicCast at checkout to save 10% on all the latest and greatest professional wrestling merchandise you could possibly want to wear tonight during SummerSlam. As Gomer laughs as I do the read.
Sorry.
You could just not order there and just give us a super chat at like $2. There's 12 of you in here. If you give us a $2 super chat, Adam will do something stupid, I'm sure.
Collar and Elbow.
Chad Johnson wanted to know where Glob Herman is.
With some great apparel.
Who doesn't?
All right. I got so much crap. I'm going to leave some of this off that I mentioned to you guys because for the sake of time. I'm going to start off Punisher number 14, Matthew Rosenberg, Simon Kudransky. And if you are not reading this, you are missing out. This story goes all the way back to Secret Empire, Punisher setting out to destroy Hydra and Baron Zemo. And Frank was in prison, but he escaped. And now it's almost like it gets better the further it goes. Now the fight's taking place in New York, and it's gotten so much better there. Kingpin being in this is great. The story, the artwork. I know Gomer and I praise this every single month, but that's because it's that damn good. And Kudransky, man, we're going to talk about some good artwork here in a minute. Kudransky is right in the mix for 2019 ComicCast Artist of the Year. I love,
it's amazing.
Love the artwork on this.
I'm sorry, I was laughing. I just remember the scene where Kingpin threatened Baron Zemo. He's like, "I'm going to kill you, if you mess us up, or if you mess up my city." And then Baron Zemo was like, "Oh yeah, go ahead and just, you said it's cool. Just do whatever you can and smash everything you can if you have to."
He's like, "Don't you dare destroy my city." He's like, "Oh, he said we could do whatever we need to do. Just take care of it."
That's a great comment, because I have it in my notes. I love how the villains are the comic relief in it.
Yeah,
it's perfect. It's because everything else is just so over the top, bloody, and violent. Oh man, this new team, dude.
Yeah, how
favorite
great is
Avengers
it
team
that
ever.
Black Widow shows up and she's got Night Thrasher and Moon Knight. Dude, the interactions between Frank and Natasha alone are fantastic. But then that conversation with Frank and Moon Knight was so, dude, that thing blew up on Twitter. Like 100 and some people were all over that tweet because that was
so good.
Oh, so funny. So funny.
And then they had a Ghost Rider. And then, hey, here's the Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I left that off because that doesn't excite me.
What?
I liked it. I thought that was cool.
I like Moon Knight. I was so much more excited about Moon Knight than I was Ghost Rider.
Oh man, I want a book. I need this book now. I need this team hanging out, hating that they have to hang out, and going and killing. And I don't care who they kill, just murder everyone.
Yeah, I think this may have been the best issue. This may have been the best issue of Punisher that Rosenberg has done, and I've loved the entire run.
Yeah.
Do they have a name for their team yet?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't think they did. Daredevil number 9, Chip Zdarsky. Another book that is always, this was such a good week for comics. It's always at the top of my list. And Jason kind of hit on this whenever the last issue came out, but this book opens with a deep conversation between Matt Murdock and Reed Richards. They're talking about religion and science and faith, and it plays perfectly into this ongoing narrative where Matt Murdock, he's trying to come to terms with who he is and what he stands for, really. And he walked away from being Daredevil, and then you get that moment, dude. You turn the page and you see the old school looking mask. Oh my gosh, this was so amazing. I love this book. I
also like the detective that they keep going back to, Cole, I guess his name is. He's sort of doing the same thing. Cool. He's in a brotherhood where he sees terrible things happening in there, and he is doing the right thing by his oath to uphold the Constitution and all that. But there are people, other police officers, who do not like what he's doing. And it's sort of the same thing, looking at society through two different prisms, law enforcement and religious sort of faith, based stuff. And yeah, it's wonderful because there's both morally gray areas, dude. It's wonderful.
Dude, they trapped him in that room, man.
Yes.
His partner,
dude.
He's in for, like, what are they going to do to him,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Some books at Marvel are at a different level. Yeah. Some books at Marvel are at a different level. This is at a different level. We didn't even mention the other Punisher in the Punisher book. I forgot all about her. But I did want to mention in Daredevil, my boy gets some play at the end, and it's wonderful. It's just amazing.
Dude. Oh man, I'd written all my notes and everything was done. Then I kind of finished the book, and I was like, "Oh,
right." It's wonderfully done.
I like to zoom out at the end,
Yeah.
It was so well done. It wasn't like over the top sexual. It was classy as hell, man. I loved it. It really was good.
This was like my drama soap opera book of the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's why when a certain group of people talk about nothing good at Marvel, I get so pissed off because there's so many good books at Marvel.
There are.
And there's another one, Invisible Freaking Woman number 2, Mark Waid. I pulled this after we talked about it last month, and I realized it was just a 5-issue miniseries, and I'm not disappointed. It's not. It really isn't an Invisible Woman book. It's a Black Widow, Shield, spy type of story that Invisible Woman's involved in. But I still love it. It's still good. I could have done without the big drinking contest in this issue.
I called that a mile away. As soon as the drinking contest, you're going to use her power to fake this.
Of course. But I still like the book. And this just proves, man, Mark Waid, when he wants to tell a good story, he can still write good stories. When he just leaves his bullcrap politics out of it and just writes a good story. I dug it.
Me too.
No other comments. I can move on. See a Stars.
Wonderful art in Invisible Woman.
It's all Alex Ross like.
It's so pretty.
Sea of Stars number 2, Jason Aaron, Dennis Hallam. I'm still not sure on this. I like the first issue a lot more than I expected. After I read it a second time, I like the artwork. I like the family dynamic. I'm just not so sure I care about this world. Like what's going, I don't know that I care about the adventure. I like the characters more than what they're going through. I don't know. I pulled the first arc. We'll see what happens.
I did like the character. There was a lot more action, not really fight action, but a lot more going on, it seemed, in this issue. And that the dad's struggle to get back to his kid is very compelling, but yeah, it's not selling for me quite enough.
Lastly, just real quick, Postal Deliverance #2, Brian Hill, Matt Hawkins. Felt so short, man. It felt like I opened it, closed it, and was done in 5 minutes. I love the world. I love Postal. I love the characters. I just needed more from this. I needed more. I love Mark. I love that Mark showed in this book that he's not putting up with any freaking BS. And I have no clue what his mom is doing down in Florida. I have no clue what Laura is doing. I know Jason hasn't read it yet. Nobody else read this, did they?
I didn't read it this week. No,
I really want
to.
And,
it's one of those deals, man. I just love Postal. I love Postal. So I'm down. I love the characters, everything about it. So I would recommend it, even though the second issue probably wasn't as good as the first. Still bloody and violent, though.
Nice.
What's on Gaumer's pile? I didn't leave you much.
Yeah, I just mentioned a few things. Again, so many good books. Death Defying Devil was good. Gail Simone over at Dynamite.
Yeah, I read that, dude. Yeah.
Man, there was a moment where he's beating up a gang, and he doesn't talk, so he holds up his fingers. There's 5 gang members. He holds up his fingers 5. Then he kicks one of their asses. He holds up 4. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that was cool.
Are you
going to read Devil #2? Because I don't know if I liked it that much to read #2.
No, after that fight, like the big bad come up, and it was terrible from then on. It was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
It just lost all of its steam. So no, I'm not picking up issue 2.
He looks so goofy too, man. I don't know.
He's
just kind of like an old character, you know? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I do like all the really cool covers that came out. Like they had a Perillo cover.
Yeah.
I think a Gabriel Del Otto cover. Like amazing art, great stuff. I think there's an art germ one too. So good. But then I really liked the preview in the back, and it showed how Black Terror is going to come back. But then again, it's written by Max Bemis. I'm not a big fan of that guy's writing or his band Say Anything. I thought they sucked back then in the day, you know. But I still kind of want to read it just because I want to go into the world of Black Terror, and I think he's a really cool character. And I kind of want to collect those old school Golden Age comics if I can find one affordable one day. But yeah, dude, that's one of those main goals. But it was it was a fun read for me too. It was enjoyable, but I don't know if I'll get #2.
I'm not. Transformers #10, Brian Ruckley, Cachette Williams with Bethany McGuire Smith. It's been a long way around Transformers, but it's finally fallen into place. Everything is getting good. It's a 12-issue first arc. Not really a first arc, kind of a double arc because it double shipped, but we're finally getting somewhere. I know this is the Fantastic Four book for me because I just keep hanging on.
Yeah,
I
dude.
love them characters. Whatever. I love the bots.
I can sympathize. I get it.
Justice League #29, Scott Snyder and Bruno Redondo.
I loved it.
Maybe the best thing I read this week, dude. It was all Jarro. For Justice, you turds.
Yeah, for Justice, you turds. I love Jarro.
Just some great twists in here. If anyone has been wanting to get into the Justice League story that's going on, that is the year the villain came out of and all that crap, this is it. This gives you background on No Justice, Dark Knight's Metal. It tells you everything you need to know to understand what is going on right now in Justice League. This is the perfect place to pick it up.
It was so fun.
It was so good.
It's so cool. See, I love Jarro. As soon as he was introduced, and it's cool because always is splashed in there every now and then, and you get little fun snippets and little cute things. He always calls Batman Dad. You know, hey, Dad. And at first he was like, don't call me that. But now he kind of really embraces it. You know, he really embraced it this time. And, he's the best Robin in my book. I love Jarro. And this is all Jarro, the whole entire issue. I loved it so much. I laughed out loud multiple times.
Dude, me too.
Love this book, dude. I love this book. So
and
good.
it had a couple of moments, because you realize at one point what is going on. I don't want to spoil it. Is actually not what's going on. And then you figure out why that thing is actually going on, and you're just crushed.
Yes.
You're crushed by this all-powerful being feeling the way he does. And that actually was going around the internet. Batman talks him down, and it's just so heartwarming and it's wonderful, dude.
Dude, at first I was like, no, is he going to go back to being bad? I was like, no, don't let it happen. I love this character so much. I don't want to see him turn heel.
Right.
And then he came back, man. Batman brought him back, really embraced him, you know. He's like, Dad.
Literally embraced him. It was so good.
So touching.
So good. I'll move on. Lois Lane #2, Greg Rucka, Mike Perkins. Another solid issue. That's going to be the whole tone of this book, is talking shit on the media and people who talk shit on the media, and I'm fine with that. If that's the premise they're giving me, I'll take it. You know, the way they're presenting it, and it's very well done. Great art, man. Mike Perkins is killing the art on this.
I really want to read that, but I mean, I'm going to wait till it's further along, then kind of read them sequentially. You know, I might go halfway through, wait to issue 6, and then kind of go there, and then wait for the next 6 and do that.
It might read better because there's a lot going on with the question, Montoya's question in this.
Was there any like Leviathan stuff wrapped up in it?
Not really. Okay. Not really. I mean,
not really, or they're a little bit?
Because you're not really sure, because they are talking about some overarching big thing that's going on. And there was an assassination attempt, but we're not really sure who was the person who was going to be assassinated. So we're not sure what that big thing is yet. And it might be Leviathan.
Okay. I don't want to miss out on anything. Even though I don't really dig Leviathan, but I still don't want to miss out because I'm keeping up with it, you know? So it'd be like a shame to not, you know, miss stuff from Lois Lane. So
exactly. I'm going to have that problem with one of our books of the week, man. You know, keeping
Carnage.
up with everything. Right. But lastly, Batman 76, Tom King and Michael Jane, and City of Bane continues. The only reason I wanted to bring this up is because Gotham Girl beats the royal crap out of Captain Atom, and the internet got mad about it.
Dude, you when you read DCeased, you see how powerful Captain Atom is.
Yeah.
And then you read Batman, you're like, what happened, dude? No way that would happen. And then
we don't know.
The longest time, the argument for a while has been like, how is she not dead? She's using her powers all the damn time, especially in the Batman Flash thing. That's when people really brought up, like, shouldn't she be dead using all these powers? And somehow she still has some power left. I don't know. But they finally brought it up in this issue, and I'm glad they did. That topic of why, you know, how, you know, that she still has powers.
Yeah.
So I didn't think they would mention it at all ever. And I appreciate that. But yeah, I thought the fight was bull crap.
Captain Atom seems like a jobber, you know. It seems like he's losing just to make Gotham Girl seem like a badass. And
you think he's a jobber?
I don't think that's the right way to tell the story.
He keeps getting confused with Chris Star. That's an 80s reference.
So I just wanted to mention that. What do we got? 4 more issues? 5 with the annual of Tom King on Batman. How many? 10?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we should have a countdown every time we talk about a Batman book. We should have a countdown to when King's off of Batman.
That'd be cool. That'd be great.
I'll be hating on this in like 2 months when I'm reading it in trade.
You need to have a graphic down in the corner, Boogie, of how many Batman books are still waiting from Tom King.
I'll get right on that.
Did any of you read Sinestro, You're the Villain?
I did read that. It was good, but not great. I like the little sort of how he became their god, I guess, in a weird way.
Cool. Yeah, kind of at first, but then he kind of became the Secretary of Information.
Propaganda worked better.
I think this book it was good. I liked it, but I think it was probably very polarizing depending on where you stand politically and ideally.
It's Mark Russell, dude. Of course it is. The dude who wrote Second Coming.
I love that dude. Yeah, I love that.
He writes nothing unless he's going to push a button or two.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate that. Like, I like this book, man. I did. I didn't love it, but I liked it.
Yeah, it was okay.
Is that book or is that supposed to be the start of the acetate covers, or is that something different?
That's going to be something different.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All I can remember is Year of the Villain. So,
Immortal Hulk 22.
It was good. It was good.
It was fun. I liked seeing just the bad guy general dude, you know, in that Abomination outfit.
Yeah, it was a weird. He kind of looked like the whatever from Stranger Things #1, season 1.
Dude, he's like bleeding the goo out of it, like the nuclear glue out of his nose and stuff. Dude. Yeah. It's pretty gnarly, man. I'm digging it.
I love how short they drew Puck in this.
Yeah, man.
Back in the day, Puck was short, and they drew him short. And then since then, he's maybe gotten a few inches. But in this, dude, he's like 4 foot nothing. I love it.
I like how much Puck there was in this issue.
Yeah.
Old Man Quill #8 was fantastic.
I didn't get to it.
No, dude, issue 7 was incredible with how it ended. It made me want to read the whole entire series over again with a new perspective. Nice. And 8 had that feel of Old Man Hawkeye, where you show like how the Avengers like all died, how everything went wrong, and this one kind of felt like that, but with like the Guardians of the Galaxy. So definitely check that out. It's awesome. Savage Avengers, great artwork, fun story. You know, a lot of action packed, but like the ending kind of lost me. But still, I might have to read it again because I read it really fast. It was like right before the Comic Core episode we were doing that night.
I read it, and again, good, not great. I'm glad the whole team is together by the last page, but
totally
a little too late, or too little, too late, really.
Did you read Coffin Bound?
I actually got 3 pages in, and I was like, "This is not for me."
Dude, it sucks, dude. I did not like it. Like, I felt bad saying that, but like, because like a lot of people put in like, a lot of time and work.
I can tell how you emphasize the "you" in so.
I love that. It's like it's random reviews. Let's talk about stuff we love. Jason's like, this book sucks. I have to say that, but I'm gonna say it. Put it in my random reviews.
Dude, well, like. Because the art was great and it had a cool concept and like I don't sessions, but I really don't care to find out because it's just pretty sloppy and it has like a weird like villain. He seems like, but he's like kind of obsessed with poetry and like writing, and he's just
dude.
It's really eccentric comic. I do really like the character. He's kind of like her sidekick. He might be imagined. I'm not sure, but he's like this like head of a vulture in a cage on a body. It's kind of weird, but like, man,
dude, that's when I stopped. I was like, what is this? This is just going to be weird for no reason. It felt like Tank Girl with Supernatural going on. It was weird.
It was pure weird for no reason with no explanation and like super eccentric. And I'm not feeling it. And I really wanted to. I really wanted to look cool. And I heard great things and just did not feel it. But I mean, who knows? That was just me and Gaumer. But hey, check it out for yourself.
It was and everyone we know who read it. Hated it.
I did not get to read Baby Teeth, and I really want to.
Didn't read that.
It's just been so long since like Donny Cates has released an issue that I'd have to catch up a little bit again. Same thing with like
busy writing 80-page epics over it.
I know, which we'll get into right now. Is that what you want to do, Boog? Do the book of the week? So we're probably running short on time, huh?
Yeah, if y'all are ready, we can get into the outright geekery. Oh, it's broken. Book of the week. Oh, wow.
Black Canary. Wow. Green Canary.
No, that's what's up batteries. This
OutrightGeekery.com, your one-stop shop for news, reviews, previews,
all that. Yeah.
I thought I would put a nice little banner up here. I don't like the way it looks. ... It's gone. OutrightGeekery.com, for real. Check it out.
For real. Is this me? Is the first one me or is the second one
this is weird because we had a tie for the Outright Geekery Book of the Week for the first time in 156 episodes of ComicCast. So we're going to cover Absolute Carnage #1 and Berserker Unbound #1. Did I say Absolute Unbound? Absolute Carnage #1.
Unbound and Berserker Carnage.
That's what it's called.
#1.
Let's hit Berserker Unbound first.
Jeff Lemire, who might be the best writer in comics right now. Mike Deodato Jr. on some of his first creator-owned stuff. Frank Martin did colors. Steve Wands did the letters. Thanks, Steve-O. It's Conan. All right? It's Conan. There's a nameless barbarian. He travels home, finds his old lady, and his kid got murdered. Lots of fight, and then he winds up in modern-day big city. Good, not great. Lemire brings out the best in artists he works with. But there just really wasn't enough meat on this bone, man. We knew where things were going. We saw the cover. So he takes the whole page for me to love this character, but I don't really love him. I just want to see what he's going to do now that he's in the big city. They should have gotten to the end in page 2. The last page of this should have been page 2 or 3, and then let's get into it, man. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening.
Yeah, that was like Conan and Punisher kind of combined, you know? Like amalgamation of those two.
Yeah, I know who Conan is, Jeff. You don't have to tell me who Conan is again. Okay? I know.
He's on late night.
Exactly. He's on late night. But
lettering by Andy Richter.
My expectations for this were very high because of the artist and the writer combination. Jeff Lemire, he brings out the best in the artists he works with, and Mike Deodato Jr. was so on point. The art was amazing. But this story, we knew where it was going, and it took 30 pages to get there. I'm sorry. That's just not good writing, in my opinion. I don't care about this character. I care about what he's going to do.
Yep.
And he didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a pure setup issue. So I'm looking forward to issue 2. And
but then the cover set it up.
That was amazing.
The cover and the solicit set it up already. Everything on the cover and in the solicit said exactly what happens in this book. You know what I'm more interested in? When he got to the cave, when he teleported, all those other little runes, where'd those go?
That's exactly what I thought. I thought this is a 4-issue miniseries. When's he going to bring it back? And he made a different decision and went to a different world or whatever. But I like this, but I get what you're saying 100% because we learned nothing. But where I disagree with you, I did like his character. I like that they set it up with his wife and his daughter getting brutally murdered. And he's, dude, that part where he's like, I'm just going to let him kill me. Because I got nothing left, man. I'm just gonna let him kill me because what's the point anymore? Yeah, I like that. It made me sympathize with the character and care about the character because I thought we were gonna get Conan just thrown into New York City and he's running around and doesn't know what's going on.
That's what I wanted.
I thought that's what we were gonna get, and instead I actually cared about that because I don't like Conan the Barbarian. When I saw this team, I was so excited. Then I see what the book is, and it's kind of like, man, I don't want a Conan story. But I don't know. I 100% understand everything that you said, and I get it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I love how Jeff Lemire, again, on that same token in that cave, he's just like, maybe we'll do something with this later. Let me throw in a cave and just put 20 other runes in there. So if this book's popular, we can go back to it later. Thank you, Jeff.
This I thought this was a slow burn to get him where he's going. And I would have accepted all this if there had been if this had been a thicker book, and got into just maybe a start of him into the city.
I mean, he does. He talks to like one homeless dude, and the homeless dude's like, "What are you doing? This is my stuff."
What was up with the way that homeless guy was dressed? What? I was like, what is this guy wearing? Who is this guy, and why is he in the middle of the woods?
Yeah.
He's homeless. The trees are his home.
Yeah, the trees are. That is his home.
No, it's this kind of reminded me of John Carter of Mars.
Oh, that's actually a really, really good comparison. Fish out of waters type thing. Yeah.
Because this is, I believe isn't this the same way John Carter got kind of transported, to
pretty much for the most part, yeah.
To there, so that's what this reminded me of a bit. But this book has so much potential.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. He's making fun of somebody. I can tell.
The voice felt like it was directed at me, but
it did. I was going to lean that way.
The context goes this way.
That was my what was it? Step Brothers. So many activities. So much potential.
I thought it was activities. I thought a Step Brothers was for zombies. And zombie.
Zombie.
So should we rate this now and then move on?
Yeah, I'll rate it $2.99. The art really saved it, and not just the art. There was some good design, and I've been reading reading books by Mike Deodato Jr. forever. He's on another level on this, man. I think Jeff Lemire just brings out the best in any artist he's working with. And there were some inspired pages in this book.
But how about it, man? The guy worked at Marvel for how long? 23, 24 years, whatever it was. Now imagine you get to go and create something completely different.
Yeah,
that has to be exciting.
It says your name on the front panel, the credits, as an owner of the thing. Yeah, dude, that's a big deal.
He was either on Instagram or somewhere talking about how excited he was for this book.
Dude,
so good.
I'm completely stoked to see them two partner together. I can't wait to see what they're going to come up with next. I'm very excited. I'm very hopeful of this series.
I'm going $3.99, man.
Oh wow!
I get it. Wow. Dan, my boy Dan Slott tweeted this week about writers and people. Give me what I want. You don't get what you want. You get what the writer gives you.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. And you can like it or hate it. So. No matter what you expected or wanted, this is the story. I enjoyed it. Love the artwork. I love Jeff Lemire. Maybe I'm just a fanboy and refuse to give these guys a bad rating.
And that's fair, but I'm not even going on my expectations. I'm going on what I was already told in the solicit.
Yeah.
Everything that happened in the solicit happened in this book.
I'm doing real good not to give in to peer pressure and let you guys bring me down because I love this book.
That's the only thing I'm trying to do.
I'm a huge fanboy of both of them as well. I'm going to give it a $2.99 though. I agree with Gaumer. I had, everything was kind of said what you needed to say already in the solicit. But besides that, even if you go in there reading it without reading the solicit, I feel like even some of the early setup sets everything up already without having to see it again. You know, so I don't know.
Did it say anything about his wife and daughter and all that stuff?
Thought it did.
No. But I mean, it did go into that it was going to be this tragic barbarian sort of thing. And it's using all those tropes. You know, it's not anything new that he's doing. He's just sort of bringing those tropes into a modern setting, which also has been done, as Adam alluded to. You know, it's a fish out of water sort of story.
I just like depressing stuff. Sorry, man.
But again, it's that creative team, man. Jeff Lemire has never dealt me dirt. Mike Deodato is the same way. They're going to be great.
You never been dealt dirt, huh?
Yeah, just those points I made just bring it down. That one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would have liked a little bit more in this story, but it was after I was done with it, I was like, it's set up. It's an introduction issue. I mean, it was a textbook introduction issue to introduce me to this guy and what happens and how he gets in this city or whatever, how he gets in the current times or whatever.
Medieval times.
So it was. I'm gonna give it a $2.99. I mean, it and I think it will get a lot better. But if Jeff Lemire or Mike Deodato Jr. are lurking in the live chat, or
I'll change my rating and we can skip Absolute Carnage if Jeff Lemire jumps up.
See what happened? They were in the live chat lurking, and now we just dropped from 13 viewers to 12.
My bad.
But for issue 2, I want a homage to a Crocodile Dundee movie poster of him,
there you go. Oh, dude, that'd be rad.
Okay, if that's what you want, are you going to read it?
Yes. If I see that cover, I'll pick up the second issue of this.
Wow.
Because I mean,
okay,
I'm not going to
rip on you. I'm not going to rip on you.
You have to. This first issue, I wish there was more, but where it left you, it's like sure. Because now the second issue we're going to get into the meat, and if the meat is no good, then I'm how many issues is this?
I think it's just 4. Yeah. I think
well then 4 issues. We'll go through it. 4 issues is easy. 12 issues of Powers and House of X is a little bit more questionable, but 4 issues is easy.
All right,
fair, very fair.
Yeah.
Hopefully Jason's still with us because it's time to talk about.
Oh my God.
You ready for this? Wait, nope. You ready for this? I'm making a lot of claims in this podcast today. The greatest single issue comic of 2019.
Dude. No, it's certainly in the run.
I loved this.
Holy crap. Me too.
Loved it. Jason missed all that, didn't you?
Yes, right.
All right. I just proclaimed that we're going to get into the greatest single issue comic of 2019.
Dude, no doubt.
For the first time in the history of StreamYard, he's out of here.
Oh, give him timeout, bro.
Adam Wade Adams is in timeout.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
All right, we're going to talk about Absolute Carnage. Does Adam even know he's in timeout yet?
Probably not. Probably not.
All right. You want me to go or should I?
Of course.
There he is.
All right, he's back now, and that's what he welcomes us back with.
Thanks.
I didn't know I was back. I don't know what this timeout entails.
It moved the windows around, so now it's real weird.
Yeah. You threw me way off, so I thought I was free to belch.
All right, let's talk about Absolute Carnage #1. Oh, William Pace just magically comes back to the chat.
Segment anchor JP Merrick. Clayton Cowles.
Clayton. Workhorse.
Clayton. How many typos in this one, Clayton?
Is Jason a robot man now?
No, he's in the Matrix. He's stuck.
Oh, he's stuck. Oh man.
Oh no, hardcore.
Mr. Misexplained Anderson.
No.
Matrix reference. You're welcome.
Gomer, do you want to take the lead?
Yeah, Matrix is actually coming back to theaters. So, I mean, what else is there to say? If you've been keeping up with Venom, if you've been keeping up with what Donny Cates is doing, the art in this alone is worth the price of admission, in my opinion, worth the cover price. And Donny Cates is just weaving a tale that is going to include the entire Marvel universe. Everyone who has ever been infected by a symbiote is on the chopping block for Carnage to eat. Man, this is so good. The Spider-Man stuff was wonderful. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
I love the stuff with Eddie Brock and his son. How long has that been going on? Because I've just read
a while, dude. Yeah,
I've just read I read the first story arc, I guess, but it's been so long I can't remember what happened hardly.
You can go back to Venom. It's great.
That's a praise though, because I feel like you could read this without reading a single issue of Donny Cates' Venom run, and the summary or how he brought you up to speed wasn't boring or overdone. It was just transition smooth. And I love Mike Deodato Jr., man. I love him. Ron Stegman may be the best artist on the planet.
It was beautiful. Yeah, it was 80 pages. It was double sized.
It was
triple sized.
But it
was I don't know. It was huge.
$8.
It was 80 pages.
Boogie said this is picking this up. It's like a graphic novel. And I
said it was like a trade.
And I said, is it though?
It is. Did you not when you picked it up at the store
of a trade?
It was meaty. There's a lot there. The Maker shows up. Are you kidding me? It's wonderful. The Maker's so hot right now.
How weird is it that the Maker showed up in this and Future was it Future Foundation?
Yeah, and maybe he's in House of X. We don't know.
Oh wait, Jason's trying to screen share and I don't know what's going on. Cool.
Yeah, dude.
Jason,
sorry,
you're back in charge.
There's a lot of
you're
lag
back.
going on for no reason. Yeah, what's up? Oh boy. Yep. Sorry. So I had this like plan I wanted to pitch to you guys, but now nothing's working. So so hold on. Let me just close this out. Sorry guys. I'm gonna end this screen. Stop screen share. It's making me lag even more.
And this event, there are a billion spinoffs, but that's typical Marvel and DC at this point, to have spinoffs into their big all-encompassing events. But Donny Cates has come out and said you just have to read this and Venom. And that's a good idea because this has stemmed out of everything that's going on in Venom. Venom is one of their most popular books. It should get a cool event, and it is. The proof's in the pudding, and this was a great read, man. You know,
William Pate said, "But why is it $7.99?" I'll tell you this: did any of y'all were able to pick up the free temporary tattoos that they had in the comic shop?
No, I wish, dude.
I got a pack.
Dude, I got to get those and the X-Men Krakoan seeds, dude.
I didn't get those either. My shop's slacking, dude. Oh well.
William Pace just brought up a good point in the live chat.
So
said Adam started binning the book. Adam fusses all the time about people binning books in the store.
I bent it this way. That doesn't crease. And now if you want me to bend it this way with the spine.
Oh God.
No, but all right. Anyway, back to my point. Why is it so much? I just noticed this on those temporary tattoo packages. Look at this. Tell me what this Venom spelled backwards looks like it spells.
I can't see it.
Muniv. Movin.
No.
Money.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Money.
This is odd to me. We're spending too much time talking about the freaking price.
I know. It was
the best freaking comic book of the year.
And it was 2 issues worth of
not the
comics.
year.
Yeah.
Dude, I can help Boogie argue that. It was wonderful.
Didn't they say in the back, like, this issue took them 6 months just for this issue?
I could see it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it.
Amazing.
I have not seen anybody complain about the price. All I've seen is people praising this book.
I don't think it was worth. And when I saw the digital director's cut,
it's awesome.
I think for $8.99, it should have been printed in this. I think they should have given us not only all of the setup for the Absolute Carnage, but get into all of the director's cut information of how he came up with this storyline. Don't have to give out any spoilers, but how this came to mind.
You can get all that for free on Donny Cates' podcast.
And everyone's like, "Oh, money." These companies, they're in business to make money.
Correct.
This is a double-sized book at double the cover price.
Yeah,
but I can tell you this:
like triple.
It's triple. It's triple.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's triple size at double cover price.
So
it's technically a deal.
Yep.
So say if it's a deal in current pricing, say if this was like a normal current book is $3.99.
Yeah.
So 2 of those $8, the price of this, right?
Exactly.
So
you're getting more for your money.
Right, but
it's triple sized. We keep saying double sized. It's triple sized book.
Yep.
Buying this, if it had been like maybe $5.99 like House of X is or Powers of X,
it's not as many pages.
I might have been inclined to purchase another Marvel book. But since I'm spending so much on this, I cut myself off and don't purchase any other Marvel books.
But it was, you got 3 books.
Would
you technically have 3 books worth of pages in your hand, and you only paid 2 books worth.
But for one book.
That's what I'm missing your argument somewhere.
The argument is I can't purchase other books off of the rack from other creators because I'm spending so much on this one.
No, you could have, and you'd have gotten 2 books
I would have
at $3.99 each, and you would have gotten 20 pages less.
But 2 different creators, 2 different storylines.
Instead and those of 2 books together,
you know what they say? Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Well, I got a bigger basket, maybe. I loved this.
That's my problem with this whole conversation.
On that.
We're not talking about how great this book is. We're whining about the price.
I think this is, if we are going to talk about the price, I thought pound for pound, this book was better than most books that you buy at $4, and even 2 books that I'd have bought at $8, and I got 3 books worth of comic.
I've read more books that I'm more excited about at $3.99.
What?
Banjax.
And
dude, here it is. Like a year of planning and 6 months of work on this issue alone. This one issue.
Here's the thing,
you're planning in 6 months of work, dude.
I liked Banjax. I loved Banjax. I really enjoyed it. Banjax is nowhere near what they've put into this book.
And there's a different thing to Banjax. Banjax hit. It's 1 issue. Here it is. It's awesome. Now we start our story. This story has been building throughout Venom for what, 15 issues?
Yeah, maybe that's just I just,
you know, to me it felt like a gift getting a triple-sized book at a 2 issue. Look at that, dude. Look,
Jason, scroll back to the beginning where Eddie Brock's walking with his son and it's raining. That artwork is ridiculous.
I guess I'm just not a fan of this whole storyline.
That's fair.
But how much have you read?
That's fair.
Have you read
just any books that have because when did the whole Null thing start with the Venom? Because I know we've had those books as book of the weeks.
And right at the beginning, Venom #1, I'm pretty sure introduced.
I just can't get into all of this. It's I just can't. Maybe I prefer my Venom symbiote or symbiotes, the more simplified version, and not what this is blowing up to be.
Yeah, he's blowing up to be the quintessential anti-hero, the stereotypical anti-hero, and with a complex backstory and things like that.
Personally, with everything going into House of X, I mean, I'm not even that excited about House of X and Powers of X, but I prefer it over this with all of the different the new language, all the infographics, all the going back to all the different timelines now with Mara. I find that very interesting. Whereas this is it's a lot of story. And everything. I guess I'm just not interested in how big they're blowing up the symbiotes to be, and now Carnage is trying to be a god, and somehow knows everyone who has ever worn a symbiote.
That's Venom continuity.
Yeah,
dude, I want a second
there since the beginning.
I want a second print of this.
When was that indicated?
Without the ononomatopoeias and dialogue, just like a version cover of like this art.
Don't show too much, too many pages. Jason.
When was the whole Venom symbiote part of the leaves a code in the DNA?
That's been. I think was it
in Venom?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When in Donny Cates' Venom run?
No. It goes before Donny Cates.
Does it? And where? When?
I'm not sure.
I think it's Bendis.
I thought that was a Donny Cates thing.
No, it goes past.
I know Bendis
not to plug another YouTube channel, but go listen to Comics Explains video on Absolute Carnage. Yeah, it's really good.
Don't listen to his House of X issue 2 review because he messed up bad. like everyone in the whole entire chat is like, did you read the same comic as I did? Like he just,
oh wow.
That's besides the point. Sorry.
As far as I know, Bendis created the Venom planet because it was visited in his Guardians of the Galaxy run.
Right.
And then Cates took from there and said, no, that's not the planet. That's where their gods locked away. And then that's where everything sort of moved forward with this Venom run, which is bleeding into this event.
Yeah,
I love this, dude. This is $11.99.
Yeah, this is heartbreaking. This review did not go the way I was expecting.
Me neither. I thought everyone was just going to adore this so much.
Dude,
I'll admit, I'm having a really hard time separating my personal bias from the book, because I'll say the art is awesome. Most definitely.
Like, look how sinister the Maker looks, dude. It's insane. Like I'm just at first, like when you see like Mr. Fantastic, he's like, oh yeah, it's like a goofy, like kind of golden age guy. Oh, he stretches. The Maker, realize how scary like Mr. Fantastic could be. Like, he's so like he can make his body so large.
That panel,
he's just evil. God, it's so good.
That panel right there. He looks like Alien.
Exactly. And that machine there, that's a Watchmen Easter egg right there. I built it 35 minutes ago. Ozzy says the same thing. I set it off 35 minutes ago.
I really like that.
I built it 35 days ago. So there are so many Easter eggs hidden throughout this thing, man. It's wonderful.
I want to go back to my plan for this review before I lagged out hardcore was I had a short review written, and then I actually wrote a short review. And then I was going to pitch an idea to you guys that we can go and do like a review of this book together. Not quite page by page. I mean, yeah, you got to scroll page by page. We want to go every single one together. But
it didn't work.
But then like edit it out. We could have like a ComicCast book of the week like video that we could put out later on as like our book of the week video.
The only problem you have to be careful, because if you show too many pages, they'll strike you and you'll lose your entire YouTube channel.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we can show some pages, you just can't show. I don't know what the line is.
This homage right here was really cool to Spider-Man getting pushed on the train tracks by Venom because his spider sense didn't go off. Yeah. And so that was really cool seeing that here in this scene when Eddie Brock got pushed off. There's so many good homages. But yeah, to go back to where that machine was with the Maker, I passed it. So with Little Normie, I really want to see. I know it's not going to happen, but I'd really like to see like almost like a Super Sons book with like Venom's kid and Little Normie. So like a little Venom and like a little red goblin. Like
when they were talking to each other, I was like, all right, what's he gonna do with these kids? Because it was like a moment.
Yeah. Oh, I would freaking watch that. Who was reading the comic in this? And it was a Guardians of the Galaxy comic.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
I think it was Eddie Brock's kid.
Yeah.
I love this art term cover, man. The version one, like right here, like this one goes for I think like $250 or $300 or something like that.
It's
like,
gorgeous.
can you imagine? Like, but like, I would gladly pay like $8 though, just for that, just to have the trade dress is on there, big deal, But God, so good. And this is the director's cut, by the way. Has all the covers. This is the Bagley cover. I'm not too fond of this cover. It's great art, but I think the colorist really messed up here. I think it kind of drags.
It needs to be darker. It doesn't fit the tone of the story.
Agreed.
It's 90s Carnage. Great.
This one's pretty cool too. I really like these action figure ones too, but I really wish they'd actually make these action figures because this one's just badass. I would love to have this absolute Carnage like action.
Is that
figure
still John Tyler Christopher doing all those?
I think so. Yeah,
he did all the Star Wars ones, man.
Oh, this dude's so sick, man.
William Pace says we can show whatever pages they release for their PR preview. Yeah, we're in trouble.
We got a lot.
Jason's being fired. If you want his job, leave a comment.
Well, this is not true though. I mean, because like I show stuff all the time, and like so does like tons of YouTube channels. And, like,
you can show more than their PR stuff.
You can show the whole entire book, honestly, dude, with dialogue, and like you're not going to get striked, man.
For review, it's not like we're.
Here's Mike Diodato. I think he colored it himself. I'm pretty sure he had to because here's the black and white. And like how can you imagine getting sent this in an email, be like, oh yeah, here, man, color this. I'd be like, what is this? Like, how do I know what is what?
That's something I was thinking with the interiors too, though. As good as Stegman is, the freaking colorist kills it on this book.
So good, man. All the way around, 100%. A great issue.
It's a $3.99. It's a perfect issue for me. In the head-to-head battle of code books of the week, it hands down knocks out Berserker Unbound. I love this book. Love this book.
Real quick aside, this is one of the other covers as well. Is this not Hobgoblin, but a Demo Goblin? And then I'm like, why is Demo Goblin on a cover?
Yeah, I saw that, and it's a female, right? It's like a female demo. If I saw it, if I was looking at it right, it looked like a female Demo Goblin.
I think you're right.
But didn't Demo Goblin have 6 arms?
I'm not reading any of the tie-ins for this, and this looks like it's gonna fit into a tie-in.
It could. Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot there's so many tie-ins,
dude. So many.
But it feels like they're doing like just absolute carnage. You know, it's almost like what were they called? Strike Force books. It doesn't feel like they're tying into all these books all across. Of course, it's going to tie into Venom. I think I pulled the absolute carnage Miles Morales stuff. I was just curious to see what goes on in that. But
nah, I'm not getting any of that.
So
unless I hear after the fact that it's good, no, I'm not jumping on any of the tie-ins. But the main series and Venom, yeah, I'm all over it.
Is everybody rating it $3.99 except for Adam?
Yep.
Adam, what do you rate it?
Peer pressure.
Dude, if this book was based at a 10, I would give it a 10 out of 10. It's a damn.
It's the best comic book of the year for me. I loved this. I read it just this morning.
I'll say $2.99 just because and I had high hopes that this would leave behind some of the Null, like the Null stuff.
That's everything he's basing his run on.
I just cannot get behind it. Was it ever explained why he has the spider logo?
That's the Null logo.
The spider logo is the Null logo.
It's the Venom logo. Dragon is actually.
I thought the Venom logo was the circle thing.
That's a Null one.
It's a spiral.
That spiral thing
is a Null thing. I'm pretty sure.
Is a Null thing.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he have a
one? Is the dragon? Oh, it's a dragon. It's the vignette. It's also a Null thing. Yeah.
It's a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, $2.99. I just can't get. I can't get behind this stuff.
So you know what that means? The poll for the Outright Geekery Book of the Week ended in a tie. The two ratings between the two books ended in a tie. Wow. So what that means is we're gonna close out this video. We're gonna wrap up this live stream. As soon as we close, comments are open. So go into the comments. Don't do it here in the live chat. Wait till we close. Once we close, the comments open. Jump down into those comments and vote. Which book was better, Absolute Carnage or Berserker Unbound? Make sure you leave us a comment. Let us know. That's going to wrap it up for ComicCast issue number 156. We will be back next Sunday at 2 p.m. So join us once again in the live chat. It's always a couple new guys.
Boogie's body. Look, I'm part of Boogie's body.
Okay, this got weird.
Oh my gosh, that is so weird.
Oh man, I can't let this happen anymore. That's gonna wrap it up for ComicCast issue 156. Be sure to hit up Twitter at ComicCastPod and vote for the Outright Geekery Book of the Week this week and leave a comment. Absolute Carnage versus Berserker Unbound. We're out.
.com.